Everyone, it is currently the evening of the 20th of October, 2016. Typhoon Haima continuing to track away from the Philippines this evening. Still a fairly potent typhoon after getting disrupted over the island of Luzon. Still has this pretty donut-shaped eye continuing to wrap around here as it moves off there towards the north. And I'm expecting this to maintain that the very strong typhoon intensity as it moves on shore into southeastern China. It's going to be a big rainmaker over the coming days. I'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about some of the damage this has brought out here. Actually, this photo from videographer James Reynolds and Mark Thomas, they were there in central Luzon right where the storm pushed to right overhead, shot from their hotel room. Now, this is before the storm hit, and this is immediately afterwards. Similar, you can actually even see it here, that blue roof right there, it's all grass behind there. Well, if we go back to the other picture, you can just see the vast difference. It almost looks like a lake just formed up. That was the river flooding from the river right through here. A lot of shingles lost on the buildings. Leaves completely tore off on these trees. And this photo, I think it's one of the best photos, these before and afters. It shows you the mere power of the storm. So definitely a lot of damage. There has been unconfirmed reports of several casualties at this time. But granted, Category 5 coming on shore, guys, the fact that we're not seeing something like hundreds of casualties like we did with Typhoon Haiyan, for example. Improvement. Now, I know this is a totally different scenario. It's further towards the north, more typhoon-prone area, and I'm not saying having 1 or 2 casualties is a good thing, but it is a much smaller number, and it feels like the Philippines government has come a long way over the past 3 years, and that's some good news at the very least. I do believe relief already in play, power already getting restored in some of these areas, so good news. Check out James Reynolds' Twitter if you do want more information on the ground reports. He's still up there in northern Luzon documenting the impacts from this storm. A fierce, powerful storm. This was not underplayed at all. I do think this was exactly what we expected, but preparations were in place. All right, storms moving off towards the northwest, pulling off towards the north over the next 24 hours, expecting it to maintain this intensity before coming on shore and weakening, making landfall here on Friday afternoon through the evening hours. There's a fairly rough weather towards the east of Hong Kong. It looks like tropical storm strength winds possible on Hong Kong Island. That's indicated here by the yellows. That's about 30 to 40 knot winds. But the core of it's going to be towards the east. The wind radius, though, was spread out over Luzon. That's often what we see when friction kind of interacts with these storms. You kind of blow on a candle, like the flame disperses a little bit. That's the same thing that happened. That's why we got this big donut shape of an eye. But really, in the right front quadrant, that's where we're going to be seeing the heaviest of the rain. There's a threat of storm surge. The rain's a big issue, in fact. On Wednesday, we actually had black level rainfall warnings in Hong Kong due to the precipitation we've seen there. ECMWF actually brings pretty heavy showers over Hong Kong Island, so you're still going to be seeing some fairly big rain. So if the winds are not that strong, I think flooding is still going to be a big risk with this storm, especially across Guangdong province. Further inland river flooding is going to be a big issue. A lot going on with this. The winds is, of course, a threat, but I think that flooding and landslides is going to be one of the chief things we're going to take away with the deadly aspect, at the very least, across parts of southeastern China. That's all on this one right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. I've got this question a few times, by the way. People asking, well, is there another low developing out there? No. That's all. Thanks for watching, guys.